Lincoln, Nebraska. Nebraska has fired coach Mike Riley after the Cornhuskers spiraled to a 4-8 finish in his third season. Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. The school announced Riley's dismissal Saturday morning. He was 19-19 in 3 seasons. The Cornhuskers finished the 2017 season by losing 56-14 to Iowa on Friday. It was the first time in school history that Nebraska allowed at least 50 points in 3 straight games. According to ESPN Stats and Information, quote, Riley has brought professionalism and energy to the Nebraska football program, but unfortunately those attributes have not translated to on-field success, Athletic Director Bill Moos said in a statement. After a thorough review of all aspects of our football program, I have chosen to move in a different direction. Moos will discuss his decision to fire Riley during a news conference Saturday afternoon. The 64-year-old coach has lobbied for another season Friday in the aftermath of his team's 4th consecutive loss. I truly believe I'm exactly the right person to do this, Riley said. The football part I've been doing it so long, we know how to fix, and we also are doing good job recruiting. It was to no avail as Moose delivered the news to Riley, his staff, and the Nebraska players on Saturday morning in a meeting at Memorial Stadium. Riley's contract runs through the 2020 season, and he is due a buyout of more than $6.6 million. Attention among fans and media has already turned to UCF coach Scott Frost, the former national champion Nebraska quarterback. In his second season, Frost coached the Knights to a number 15 ranking and an 11-0 record after 49-42 win Friday over rival USF. UCF will play Memphis next week in the American Athletic Conference Championship game. Frost is also garnering attention from Florida for his head coaching jobs, sources have told ESPN's Mark Schlabach and Edward Aschoff. Riley replaced Bo Pelini, a Nebraska coach, in 2015 when Riley was hired away from Oregon State after 14 seasons. In his first season in Nebraska, the Cornhuskers finished 5-7 in the regular season, but were invited to the Foster Farms Bowl because of the lack of bowl-eligible teams that season. Nebraska defeated UCLA in the bowl game. The Cornhuskers turned things around in Riley's second year, finishing 9-4, but losing in the Music City Bowl to Tennessee. Under Riley, Nebraska lost 6 Big Ten games by at least 21 points during the past 2 seasons. His stint was the shortest for a Nebraska coach in more than 6 decades and extended a period of suffering for the 5th most winning program in college football history. Nebraska still seeks its first conference title since 1999. Will be hiring its 5th coach since the 1997 retirement of Tom Osborne. Linebackers coach Trent Bray will serve as the interim coach until a hire is made. Quote, I expect to find a leader for our football program that will put our student athletes in the position to compete for championships and grow as young men, Moose said in a statement. I'm confident our next coach will meet that standard. The Cornhuskers will not participate in a bowl game for the 3rd time in 48 seasons and have lost 4 consecutive home games for the first time since 1968 and 1969. For the next 14 months, Nebraska will be paying buyouts to both Pelini and Riley. Pelini will receive $128,009 per month, and Riley will get $170,000 per month as Nebraska pays them a total of $4.17 million through early 2019. Riley's demise accelerated in September when Sean Eichhorst, the athletic director who brought Riley to Nebraska, was fired after the Huskers lost 21-17 to Northern Illinois. University leaders said at the time that Eichhorst's efforts had not produced adequate results in football and that they were not pleased with Nebraska's competitiveness. Soon after, Riley's team nosedived, losing 38-17 to Wisconsin, 56-14 to Ohio State in consecutive weeks at Memorial Stadium. Moos was hired as athletic director from Washington State mid-October. Nebraska won 25-24 at Purdue on October 28th, but closed with the four-game skid that included losses to Minnesota, Penn State, and Iowa, in which it allowed 166 points total and 9 yards per play. The defensive showing stamped as a failure the offseason hire of Bob Diaco and subsequent scheme games. Moos spent his first month at Nebraska in evaluation mode. In addition to inspecting the football program, he traveled to parts of Nebraska to hear from fans. Friday at Memorial Stadium marked the 361st consecutive sellout, an NCAA record. Clearly, he decided an overall upgrade was needed. Quote, really good players make really good teams that have really good records, Moos said recently. Riley's lone season of success in Lincoln came in 2016. Nebraska started 7-0 and reached number 7 in the Associated Press top 25 before losing in overtime at Wisconsin. The Huskers were embarrassed a week later in a 62-3 defeat at Ohio State and lost 40-10 at Iowa to sour a 9-win season ahead of 2-touchdown loss to Tennessee in the Music City Bowl. All of Nebraska's 7 losses in 2015 came by 10 points or fewer. Are you a Nebraska fan? Are you surprised to see Mike Riley be kicked out? Are you a little bit ticked off that he's going to be receiving millions of dollars after being fired? Leave a comment below. Give me a thumbs up. I need all the thumbs up I can get. Give me a thumbs up just because. Thank you for watching. Shakaama.